Hey, what's going on, Dunbar High School, TSA parents and families? It's me, Mr. P. First of all, I want to thank all the chaperones for coming out to Panera yesterday, for their questions, their comments, and just kind of hearing about what all goes on. This video, I want to cover some of the things in our state conference guide. So this is a conference guide that is published by Florida TSA every year that actually has a breakdown of all the schedules and what happens at the event. Okay. So before we dive into this, let me go ahead and kind of just remind the parents, remind everybody out there that you guys are dropping your kids off at the school district building on Wednesday, okay, at 9 o'clock in the morning. They need to be on the bus by 10. All right. So there's that. If they're not on the bus by 10 and the buses roll out, they go to school. Okay. They go home with you, they go to school or whatever. Okay. Um, Make sure that nobody is sitting at a bus stop at 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, because if they go to school, they stay there. All right. We haven't had that problem yet, and I'm hoping it will never be a problem. Okay. So everybody needs to be at the school district building by 9 o'clock on Wednesday. We roll out of the school district building at 10 a.m. Okay. Second thing, if you have not done so, make sure your child has gray pants and dress shoes. They can't be boots. It can't be flip-flops, can't be slides, whatever. It can't be sneakers. Okay. It has to be dress shoes. So gray pants and dress shoes, black socks, dress shoes. Okay. Just make sure that you guys have that. So I'm giving you guys today, tomorrow, and Tuesday to make sure you have that ready. Okay. So because that's part of the TSA attire is the blue shirt, red tie, dress shoes, black socks, all that stuff. Okay. So there's that. Again, for the chaperones that were at the chaperone meeting, you guys have my phone number. If you have any questions, you feel free to either text me or text my wife. Her number is in there too. We will be able to help clear up anything, any last minute jitters or whatever. I know some of you are new to doing the whole chaperone thing, and believe me, there's a lot that goes on, but it's kind of spread out over the course of a few days. Okay. And really, if you think about it, if the chaperones all kind of work together, it's really not that bad. And it's as Miss Mosher says yesterday, it's quite an enjoyable experience. So it's a good time. It really is. Okay. So having said all of that, let's go ahead and dive into the state conference. If you are following along on your computer, you guys can go to floridatsa.org/state-conference, and that's going to bring you to the Florida TSA State Conference page. Now, on the bottom, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom over here, you're going to see something called the conference program. They have a digital version of this, which is online, which is what this is. And they also have a hard copy that I get like a stack of them because I have to pass them out to my chapter. That way the chaperones, you guys can have a physical copy if you're not into the digital life, or vice versa. Okay. So let's go ahead and just dive into this. Let's click on conference program here and let's see what they have. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. So every conference, every year is always themed something differently. This year we are Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. So this is our so this is a theme this year. So the state presidents, the state officers, they all kind of sit together in a powwow and they figure out what the theme is going to be. And this is what they came up with, Scooby-Doo. So cool. Loving the theme this year. Again, the physical copy is going to have like your name, your number. You don't have to fill this out if you don't want to, but I suggest they do. That way the kids, that if they're carrying this program around, they know what they're competing. Okay. This is like a welcome letter saying, hey, thanks for coming back. So this is, you can read all this. All right. high school coordinators. So for those that want to know who the event coordinators are, they would just scan this code with their phone and it'll give them a list of all the high school coordinators. Same thing with the middle school coordinators. These are the event coordinators. These are the people that actually help run the events. Okay. I am helping with the middle school cybersecurity. So I'm the event coordinator for that. But I'm also judging middle school board game design and whatever other events they want me to judge. It's usually like they'll pull me into something and they'll say, "Hey, Peretta, help out with this." Oh, okay, I guess. Sure. All right. So scrolling down, we have our board of directors. So we have all that. We have our officers. Big shout out to John C. Parsa, our TSA vice president, representing Dunbar High School. And then here we go. Here we go with the competition, with the competitive events. So here's how all of this works. So Wednesday, when we get up there, for anybody that is checking in projects, your check-in time, it really depends on what event you're doing. Most of the time, the check-ins are between 7 to 10, 5 to 10. It all depends on what event the kid is doing, okay? So if we have architectural design, we're going to pick on architectural design because we have some students competing in it this year. So architectural design. So they did their early submission. That was back in February, February 2nd. That was that Friday. They were all mad rushing to upload stuff into the Judge Pro system. They uploaded. Great. So now on Wednesday, what they're going to do is they're going to take their project and they're going to bring it to Seminole E, which is it's like a breakout room. It's a breakout room or like a ballroom at the conference at the convention center, where they're just going to show up with their project and they check it in and it's done. Okay. They usually run the windows between 3 to 4 hours. It depends on a lot of things. And because of Wednesday, everybody is still coming in from out of town. They usually extend this to 10. Sometimes they may even extend it to 11. Okay. It really depends on how many people are actually competing. But again, for those that are doing architectural design, try to be there by 7 o'clock, get it checked in, and you're done. Okay. So depending on what happens, if they make semifinals or whatever, okay, then they have to sign up for their interview. So on Friday, anywhere between 3 to 3:30, they have to go to Seminole C to sign up for an interview time. And this is what I'm telling a lot of the kids this year. Be the first ones in line for your interview signups, okay? That way you get the pick of the early times. So that way, if you just want to get the architectural design interview out of the way, sign up for 3:30. Once 3:30 rolls around, stick around, do your interview, move on to the next event, okay? This is all about time management, okay? This is a lesson in time management. Once they do their interviews, they go off and they do something else. They do their other events, or they might go back to the room. They might, do whatever. And then depending on where they place will determine whether or not they advance to the next round. Okay. Now, Wednesday night, when we get there, okay, when we have our chapter powwow meeting in the hotel lobby, that's when I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass out your lanyards, okay, your lanyards, and these things need to be wrapped around your neck, okay. It's going to have your name. It's going to have your ID on them. The chaperones, you guys have to wear this too if you want to get in and out of the convention center. If you don't have it, Florida TSA alumni is going to kick you out, and they're going to basically tell you come back with your lanyard on. So make sure you always have that wrapped around your neck, okay. So this is how this works. All right. So Wednesday night we have our check-ins, and depending on what board game, what event they're doing, they're going to have a project check-in. Okay. It is really important that they check in their events, that check in their projects during the time slot, because if they don't, they're disqualified. Let me fast forward a little bit to the end of the conference. Okay. You're going to see some of these things that says pickup. pick up equipment, pick up event, pick up, pick up, pick up. What that means is that you're basically going to pick up your project to bring home. Because if you don't pick it up and bring it home, it becomes property of TSA. It also becomes property of the hotel dumpster. That's basically what it becomes property of. Okay. So for those of you who are doing architectural design, if you submit your project, okay, you submit your project, you do your event, and then you pick it up at the end of the day. In fact, I'm encouraging everybody to pick their projects up at the end of the conference, only because of this. You may not, that team, that architectural design team, may not go to nationals. However, if architectural design is a non-qualifying event and somebody else wants to go to nationals, they can take your project, improve upon it, and submit it to nationals. It's allowed, okay? It's allowed. I'm allowing that, okay? So don't be the team. If you can't make nationals for whatever reason, don't be the team that sabotages the project, trashes it, and then basically it puts whoever wants to go to nationals, puts them in a position of having to start over. Now, sometimes you may actually have students that want to recreate projects to bring to nationals, and that's fine. But don't trash the projects. Please don't trash them. Okay. So scrolling down into this event guide here. Okay. Again, the early submission check-in, that's already done. That was February 2nd. If they did not submit anything on February 2nd, sorry, the ship sailed, okay? They disqualified. But if they did, they should be good, and hopefully we'll know where they advanced going forward, okay? Drags to design, okay? Wednesday, again, there's that check-in time, anywhere between 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, let me find an event here that actually involves an exam. Oh, here we go. Coding. So for anybody that's doing coding, okay, Wednesday, oh my God, you guys have an exam from 5 to 9, okay? Now that's a time slot. That means anytime between 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., you have to be in the Space Coast room taking your coding exam. Okay. The test is not 4 hours. I will tell you this, for the coding people, I think I have a couple of my veterans. If you guys want to hit that coding test early at 5 o'clock, I will excuse you from the pre-meeting powwow that we do. Just go take your test. Okay. Make sure when you guys take your test, wear your TSA attire, please. Okay. Check-in times, because we're going to get there early. If you are checking in your events, make sure you wear your TSA attire. Okay, just do it just to win the brownie points, just to let the judges and the event coordinators know that you are there to play. Okay, you're serious. It's go time. Okay, you are going to see students walking in just wearing t-shirts, shorts, sneakers, flip-flops, because those kids came in later. We're going to be there earlier. Okay, because I want you guys to be in a position where you're not stressing. Breathe, zen, right? Okay. Going to go in there with a clear head, and we're just going to dominate. We're going to rock. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at my chapter this year, and I'm thinking you guys are just rock stars. Every one of you. Okay. So you guys did this last year. Okay. This is the same thing this year. Just make sure you space the time out. Okay. Just make sure you guys know where you need to be at what time, and you're good. Okay. So you have that. Okay. And then you have your project check-in on Thursday. Okay. So check-in between 4 and 4:30. And then you have your on-site problem between 4:30 and 6. All right. So you have that. That's for coding. So you guys can kind of go through, depending on what event your child is competing in, sit down with them, and I'm going to post this to the TSA classroom. Okay. So that way you have access to it, and you can see what's going on with the event. So that way you guys can figure out a game plan. what time you need to be where and whatever. Okay, just make sure that you guys kind of just keep keep a clear head with this. All right. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Let's take a look, see what else we got. Oh, yes. On-demand video. For those of you who are doing on-demand video, Wednesday, team captain, whoever's the team captain for on-demand video, your task will be given on Wednesday night at between 7 and 8 p.m. For those who are doing on-demand video, this is the fun event, okay? The second that the captain gets the prompt, you guys are off and running. You guys are going, okay? Make sure you give yourself time to edit, the post-production, all that stuff. Follow your CEGs. Look, my nationals crew last year, again, I find that really funny how you guys came in third place because I put everybody in on-demand video at nationals and it just worked out. So huge shout out to the nationals on-demand video crew. You guys did great. You guys are going to rock it at states this year. Anybody on-demand video, the entire chapter can participate, and I encourage that. All right. So that is more of like a team event, a bonding event. That is just showing love and support for each other, and everybody has a good time with it. It really does. Okay. But make sure that when you do on-demand video that you're not filming in the hotel rooms. Okay. In fact, I would not even be filming in the hotel hallways. Okay. And well, like in the room hallways. Go find somewhere else on property to go film. You can film outside, you can film in a lobby, you can film wherever. Just stay out of the rooms, okay? Just a heads up for the Senior Solar Sprint peeps. Bring sunscreen with you just in case, okay? Because I know last year, our Senior Solar Sprint crew, you guys were outside for a while, and it was warm last year. This year, I'm looking at temperatures in the low 70s, so it should be it should be a nice week. So you shouldn't be out there dying and sweating. So you should be somewhat comfortable wearing your TSA attire. Just make sure you have sunscreen on your face and any exposed skin because you're going to be outside for a while. Okay. Scrolling down here. Vex VRC. For the robots, you guys are doing field first inspections and open field tests on Wednesday night. So make sure you guys have your robots ready to go. And then Friday night, you guys have your head-to-head tournament. You have your skills and challenge tests. You have all that. Okay. So Vex, I have faith in you guys. You guys are going to put points on the board. For the first time Vex team, hats off to you. I seriously, I bow down to you guys because you guys actually went, are kind of playing around in this like uncomfortable zone, and you guys did it, and I just can't wait to see what that looks like at competition. So awesome. Okay. So that's pretty much that for the high school. Okay. Don't worry about middle school events because none of us are middle schoolers, even though sometimes we do act like middle schoolers, but that's okay. Nobody's competing in middle school. So I'm just going to scroll through all that. Okay. So the conference schedule. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Let me see what's happening here. When nobody's doing teams, written tests. The written tests are available online. No, actually they are not online. They're actually going to be in the Space Coast room. So like for coding, you guys are in the Space Coast, Cybersecurity 1. That's going to be middle school forensic 1 and 2. So whoever's doing forensics, I think we have to switch out with somebody because they won't be able to attend. We can figure that out. You guys have to jump in and take a test. The conference registration, that's going to be from conference registration. That's Space Coast 3. What are we registering for? Oh no, that's conference registration. That's okay. That's for me to pick stuff up. So we're good there. Okay. Project check-in, Seminole E, depending on when you depending on what event you're in, whatever. Okay. So scrolling down. scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. So we're going to go ahead and kind of just keep going here. Let's talk about Thursday now. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So on Thursday morning, excuse me, sorry about that. On Thursday morning, okay, we have our first opening session. Chaperones, I would prefer if you guys are at the opening session, okay, wearing, business casual, shirt, pants, shoes. For the kids, the blue TSA shirt, red TSA tie, gray pants, the dress shoes, make sure they're in uniform. The meeting starts at 8. The doors usually open at around 7:30, about there. So get them up at around 7 o'clock, get them ready, get them out the door, okay? Because what I have to do is I have to go down to that room and I have to block out like something like 54 seats, okay? So that's going to be great. So I'm probably going to need a couple of chaperones to come down with me so we can hold a couple of rows of seats, okay? For those that are doing VEX, you guys probably will not be at the opening session. That's okay. Just make sure you're in your uniform and you are doing your VEX thing, okay? So I require the entire chapter to be at the meeting. All the TSA members, okay? They have to be at the meeting. Nobody sleeps in, okay? This is a school-related event, okay? And then kind of going down here, this is the breakdown for all the events. This is a combination between high school and middle school right now. So this is kind of what this looks like. Friday, let's see. Let me just scroll up here a little bit. Give me a second here. Just want to see if we have anything else going on. So we have our opening session. And then we have we have all the events. I'm looking at our dragster time trials, promotional marketing, scholarship interviews. Okay. For those that apply for scholarships, your interviews is in the universal office. Make sure you guys know that. We have the advisors, I have a meeting from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That's just advisors only. No kids need to be at that meeting. Chaperones, you guys don't need to be at that meeting. You guys aren't there, okay? So you guys stay in the rooms, do whatever, and just hang out, chill, whatever, okay? Now we're looking at Friday morning here, all right? Chapter team, Friday morning. You guys will have your jackets. You guys will have your jackets on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to bring the jackets with me on Wednesday. So when we check in and get settled in, I'm going to pass them out on Wednesday, okay? So you guys will have your jackets. That way you'll be ready to go. Now, mind you, the jackets are not yours. They are TSAs. So when you guys are done with them, give them back to me. I get them dry clean. We reuse them next year, okay? So we have that. I'm looking through the program guide here, looking through any meetings. Nothing going on Friday. That's a good thing. I mean, there's stuff going on Friday, but these are all events. On-demand video. On-demand video, you guys need to actually have your video in by Friday between 4 and 5, okay? If you miss that deadline, it's over, okay? All right. Here's what I'm looking for. Saturday. The voting delegates. Andrew Saladin, Jackie Courtney. You guys are my voting delegates. You need to be down there early, okay? The meeting starts at 7 o'clock. Be down there by 6:45, 6:30 or whatever. Okay, just get down there early. Just make sure that you're ready to go, okay? You guys are gonna vote, and then you're gonna hang out, okay? Because now at 8 o'clock, the rest of the chapter comes in, okay? So for everybody else on Saturday, get them up early, get them up at 7. Make sure they are down at Universal B by 7:30, 7:45. Chaperones, I'm going to need a couple of you guys again with me because we have to block off a few rows of seats because our chapter is so huge. We're looking at 54 seats that we have to block off. So if I can get some help on that, that would be awesome. And then after that meeting is over, it's back to the, back to the races again for the kids. Okay. So that's on Saturday. So we're wrapping things up over here. And then Tech Bowl, depending on how far you guys get in Tech Bowl, I will stay behind because by then the chapter should be at Universal City Walk. So Tech Bowl, the longer you stay in Tech Bowl, the better you are, okay? Because now you're kind of getting down to the top 5, top 3 teams. Don't rush Tech Bowl, guys, okay? Stick around. Try to stay in it as long as you can. I'll hang out with you guys, all right? So the chaperones, you guys can head on over to City Walk at around 11 if nobody else is doing anything. Send everybody over, and then we'll come by after Tech Bowl, okay? And then for the chaperones at City Walk, keep me in the loop, okay? Let me know when we're gonna, where we're gonna meet for lunch or whatever. That way we can kind of talk and just kind of go over things. If there's any kind of other questions and whatever comments, concerns, that way we can kind of just have a powwow. I like to check in with the chaperones, and I'm going to do that more this year, just for like sanity checks, all right, to see how you're all doing. Because I think last year I wasn't as good with that, and I apologize. But this year, even though I'm going to be busy doing other things, I do want to check in with you guys and to see how everything's going. That way, that way this is a pleasurable experience for everybody. Now I know last year the chapter was really good last year, and we have those same kids this year. For the most part, guys, the chapter runs itself. It really does. Okay, you guys are just there just for the permissions, for the authorization, and all that, and we're good. Okay, so this is City Walk now. So now Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, we're at City Walk. We're hanging out for a while. And then what's going to happen is we're going to hang out. And now the award show. Let's talk about Saturday night. So Saturday night, the doors to this thing open at 7:15. So what I want to do is I want to get everybody back to the rooms by 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Okay. That way you guys have time to shower. You guys have time to get dressed. Okay. And now what we are going to do is, as a chapter together, we are going to be down at Universal A and B. I want to be down by 6:45 p.m. Okay. I want to make sure that we are there for the door openings. Lanyards. Everybody has to wear their lanyards. This happens time and time again. Do not forget the lanyards. They will not let you in without the lanyard. Okay. I don't know how many times I brought a chapter down and half the chapter is not wearing their lanyards. You have to wear it. Okay. Because don't put the chapter in a situation where if we have, say 30 students that are ready to go with lanyards, but we have the other 15 that don't have lanyards. Those 15, you guys are going back to the room. You're getting your lanyards. And when you come back, you come back. Just make sure everybody is wearing the lanyards. Chaperones, do me a favor. Enforce the lanyards. If they are heading here's what I would say. If they're heading downstairs, wear the lanyard. However, where they don't have to wear the lanyard is if they go out in public, okay? So if they're going to the Burger King across the street, whatever, across the parking lot, yeah, tell them don't wear their lanyards. And that's just for a security thing, because I don't want their name being broadcasted all over Orlando, okay? When they're in the hotel, if they're going to the conference center, they have to wear the lanyard. If they're competing, wear the lanyard. If we're at the award shows, wear the lanyard. Business meetings, lanyard, okay? If they are putting the uniform on, has to have the lanyard with it, okay? The name tags, we have to have it, okay? So let's go back to the award show. So we're down to 6:45 Saturday night. Doors open 7:15. We're seated, chaperones, everybody, lanyards. Okay. We get seated. The awards show starts at 8 o'clock. And I am hoping Saturday night we just bring home all the hardware. Okay. I am looking forward. This is like the best time for me, is because I love to see all the fruits of the kids' labor just pay off. And it's so much fun. It really is. And that's gonna be Saturday night. The other thing what I'm gonna do is throughout the conference, I am going to create these videos, these TSA videos, and I'm going to post them to Classroom, just as a recap of what uh, 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 what happened that day, any event changes, anything like that. Okay, just friendly reminders. I strongly suggest that you watch these videos, that everybody is on board with this. For my TSA chapter, if the officers can do me a favor and create a channel in Discord called Conference, that way we can go ahead and post updates in that conference Discord. That way we know what's going on and what happened. Okay, so I'll be able to post some information in there. But for the chaperones, you guys will have the text messages. You'll have the videos in Classroom for the kids, the YouTube channel. So if you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you guys do that. That way, whenever I post something, you guys will get notified and we'll call it done. Okay. So after the award show at 10:30, they extend curfew to midnight. When the Wednesday night curfew is going to be 11, Thursday night to 11, Friday night to 11. Okay. So everybody has to be in their rooms by 11. Saturday night, they extend the curfew till midnight. Okay. Now, here's one thing about curfew. Curfew says this: you have to be in your room by 11 o'clock, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Okay. If you are caught, and I know about it, if a chaperone catches you out of the room, Florida TSA alumni, if they catch you out of the room and I'm alerted of this, it's going to be a phone call home. Okay. You're just going to go home, because I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm not playing that game. Okay. We are a respected school. Schools respect us because we're professional. We play by the rules. I want to keep it that way. Okay. Just in case anybody's deciding to lose their mind, don't. You can lose your mind after the conference is over. Okay. Be in your room. Okay. You can stay up all night for all I care, but just be in your room at 11 o'clock. Okay. So no rushing to Burger King across the street. No going to, Miller's Ale House for a burger, Fridays, whatever. No. Okay. Which reminds me, guys, on Friday night, okay, we have our chapter dinner. Okay, that's where we get together. We actually go to our Fridays across the street, and we actually have a chapter dinner, and we just that's our downtime. Okay. So Friday night there really is no competition going on. It's basically at this point we're just like picking things up, or we might have some other things we have to submit, whatever. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So I will post more of this stuff as we get closer to the competition, and also during the competition I'll post the videos as well. Okay. Until then, guys, I hope everybody has a really, really great conference. Don't forget, Wednesday, 9 o'clock, School District Building. Okay. And this conference guide will be posted to Google Classroom along with this video. Until then, guys, talk to you later. Bye.